and welcome to my video about screen printing. I went on quite an adventure and I wanted to share it with you. If you do not know who I am, my name is Kat, owner of RaccoCat Graphics. And in this YouTube channel, I like to explore different ways that I do art, the experiences that happen in them, and just sharing just general everyday things that happen in my studio and outside. But before we get into today's video, I wanted to show you a reenactment of exactly what happened if my name was Emily and if the shirt that I made was for a birthday and not an anniversary.
Emily's mom asks her to design a special shirt for their cousin's anniversary.
Birthday.
Emily pours her creativity into the project, reflecting on family memories. Emily adds the final touches, feeling proud of her work. At the gathering, Emily presents the shirt and everyone admires it.
So some of the things that we'll be looking at is how I purchased some products for screen printing. I have screen printing stuff, I have most of the materials, but I had to buy some new things because I was going to try a technique called emulsion screen printing. I have done this in the past, but that was like in college. And well, it's been a really long time and materials have changed a bit since then. So this is kind of a new adventure. So this, I call it more of a screen printing for newbies. So first things first, I had to design the shirt, and I went with a comical, kind of silly, over-the-top 50 over-the-hill design. Then I also had to unpack my little box of goodies from Amazon. So some of the things I did not have were the actual emulsion for the screen printing, and also I did not have a UV lamp. Technically, I could use the sun, but I live in Washington, and well, this is way more consistent. So here you can see me trying to put together the UV lamp. I got the instructions out, but it wasn't very clear on how to actually screw in that part of the lamp. So apparently I was doing it upside down, and I realized this after many attempts to get it right. But there we go, I got it right. Atta girl, you got this. So the first thing I'm going to do is watch the video again to make sure I know the steps and don't have to look back and forth. So I have to find the video. Oh, I hate when I read the directions of something and then I'm like, okay, I got it. And then when I'm actually doing the thing, then I'm like, brain fart. Ugh. This isn't how I normally set up a screen, but I was losing patience, so I just said, screw it, I am stapling this mother on there. And that's what I did, and it came out pretty good, nice and stretched out, just how I wanted it. Here I'm making a cocktail of, sensitizer for my emulsion so that it actually works. It goes from like a bright blue to like a swampy green, and yeah, it was beautiful. Look at that color. My gosh. So I haven't applied emulsion on a screen in so long. I didn't realize how much I was using and how much I actually had to scrape off on the other side because I was concentrated on that side. So you can see me taking all of that emulsion off. So this is the part of the process where things really got hairy and went really south, really fast. Me moving around the template and being in the bright sun just was not a great combination, as well as with this scrubbing vigorously the screen and actually taking off chunks of it to where you couldn't see what was written on the screen at all. Well, not terrible for the first time, but I scrubbed off way more than I wanted to. And now you can't see what it says, so I'll have to figure out how to cover some of that. I do kind of like the grungy look though, so I may go with that. I'm tempted to just start again, but I do not have time for that. I don't have time. Damn brushes. I feel like I have to start, like there's a lot I have to do here. Now I gotta add more of the mountains back. Alright, well, you can see it now. It's rough, but so is being 50. I mean, not that I would know, because I'm 46. Maybe I'll make myself a shirt when the time comes. Oh my gosh. I will do better next time. It is my first try, but I like the grunge look. That's it. That moment right there when I was like, what the hell have I done? And I was just standing there in disbelief, seeing all the mistakes that were made. Just look at me breathing. You can't even, oh my gosh. I feel bad for that girl in the past. I picked myself back up and got transparency delivered, and I immediately printed it out. I didn't record myself erasing all of the emulsion and applying it again, so here I am burning a new screen. And here I'm using my new hose with the attachment to like zap that emulsion out faster than the sink could ever do, and it's working super well. And look at that, hardly any scrubbing, just a little bit. I learned my lesson this time and will not ever do that mistake again. Okay, so it's yet another day, and this is going to be take 2 for the shirt that I'm making my cousin, and also as my guinea pig to create more complex designs for shirts and other stuff. So I got the transparency film and used it yesterday, as we know, and I applied it to the screen. It still has a few kind of mistakes on it, like, I don't know if you can see, but like the edge of the glass that I used came out, but I blocked it out with some painter's tape, and then I used a hack on the internet that said that I could use Elmer's glue to cover that. I probably could have just used more emulsion, but I thought that I was gonna want to hurry up and print it yesterday, but I was like, just let it. I can't deal anymore. So here I am today. It's not as sunny and bright, so it's gonna be a little chilly outside when I wash off all the ink from my screen, but I'm going to give it a go and see how it comes out. Hopefully it'll work and I'll be done, and I can seal it with my press and send it on its way. And with that, let's get a-going. So much better. Ooh. I did it! it. And there's white on there, but I don't care because I did it. Oh my God. I got it on. Oh. Oh. So happy. So relieved. Oh my God. Oh. I can't really touch it because my hands are like dirty. Oh, finally. Oh my God. You have no idea how happy I am right now that it worked out. Yay. So now Cooper is just gonna guard the shirt while I put it on the fan to hurry up and dry so that then I can press it and seal it and send it off. Oh my God, the relief. Cooper, can you guard the shirt, Cooper? Cooper, can you guard the shirt? Yes, good, thank you. Okay, so you might hear the fan. I apologize. I put on my microphone, which I always forget about, so I'm going to try to remember to use my microphone. But let's take a little journey to the past, where I started, right? Okay, so always knowing that I'm kind of a semi-newbie since I did take silkscreen class in college, I remind you, if you did not know, that it is the only B I got in my major core art classes. So yeah, let's just say that it was not my best subject. Anyway, so this is the stencil I started out with because at that moment, after I got my kit with the lamp, I realized I needed like the transparency sheet, which I did not have. I did, but not for inkjet. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what I can find online, and I'm sure this hack works if I wasn't such a noob. But the thing was that I would have a piece of regular paper and apply oil to it so that it was like in a transparent state. And I don't know if I just didn't leave it in the light long enough or user error. I don't know. Didn't really work. So this is what happened. So I had to cover all these, like you couldn't see the letters at all. So I kind of had to almost etch those in there. Yeah. It didn't work. And I tried again. And it was still terrible. You couldn't see any of the detail. Like it was yeet. Then I got the next day, I'm running out of time here because I have to send this out. So I was able to get transparency sheets the following day thanks to Amazon. This worked a lot better. I also used my UV lamp that I purchased instead of the sun. And let me tell you, the results were so much better. So here is the first print I did. I was quite satisfied. However, there were some pieces in here that were, just a little bleedy. Also, my consistency of the paint was wonky because it was a little too dense. And I think it needed to be a little more liquidy. And I think perhaps I made it a little too liquidy, but that's beside the point. And so I kept trying. They said flood the screen with paint before you apply it. So I flooded and flooded. And I said, you know what? Maybe flooding is not the right idea for this particular project. So I stopped flooding, which means that you're putting paint on the screen before pressing down. Also, I'm using construction paper that may have done to do something with that, but I also used a pillowcase and we're not going to show that. So I was getting a little better. And finally, this last print gave me hope. So I said, you know what? Let's just go with it. And the result, as you just saw, thank goodness, came out perfect. I was able to get that little stain out as well. So it is now drying, which is why there's a fan noise in the background. All I have to do now is press it, make a card, and send it to the U.S. Postal Service gods. Please, please let this happen. Let it get there in one piece, because I worked really hard on it. Oh my God. Ugh. So I am finally done with this screen printing project. Did it go according to plan? Actually, yes, I thought I would mess up a lot of times. So I guess in that regard, it did go to plan. However, I am very proud of this project, even though, there were a lot of setbacks. But I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of the product that came out. Now, the biggest surprise, and I'm just gonna let it go, because in reality, I doubt this shirt will be worn outside the house. So, one last little thing that happened is, it is not quite centered. I blame myself. I have this problem of not centering it correctly. But still, look at that. Look at that screen print. My gosh. We'll just go with how beautiful it looks. Not really about how centered it is, because I am human and this is real life. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this adventure of screen print odyssey, and I hope to see you soon with one of my other projects. Let's see what happens then. It could be anything. Bye. Also, I would like to add that if you would like one of these designs for yourself on something like a sheet or, I don't know, a shirt or something that is properly centered and has all the right colors, please let me know and I'll make one for you. So yeah, just drop me a message or email, whichever. Yeah, come on down. Get your 50s shirt.